If you're learning English and you feel stuck, you feel like nothing's working, you need to change something. You need to do something differently. My name's Michael Anton, and I'm here to make you fluent in English. In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 secret strategies you can use to become fluent fast. I'm also sure that a lot of these strategies will be new to you, so make sure to watch until the end of the lesson. Now, the first strategy on our list is actually a way you can hack your brain. This strategy has 2 parts. First, I want you to set challenges for yourself. Maybe that's learning 15 new words a day. Or maybe your challenge is to speak for 5 hours every week. Now, once you've figured out what your challenge is, I want you to reward yourself for completing it. Go take yourself for a nice lunch, or do something else you actually enjoy. When you reward yourself for completing a challenge, you're actually training your brain to enjoy doing difficult things. You're essentially rewarding yourself with dopamine. And the more you reward yourself, the more this creates what we call positive reinforcement. You're reinforcing that positive behavior, and it's going to motivate you to want to keep doing it. By using this strategy, you're actually creating a kind of game where you're both the coach and the player. And when you meet these goals, when you complete these challenges, it can feel like you're winning the game. So when you reward yourself for completing challenges, you're making learning English something that you enjoy. You're making it something that feels good. And when you feel good about it, you're more likely to keep doing it and to stay motivated. And eventually, it'll become a habit. Now, let's look at another great strategy to practice your English. And this one's even a bit creative. You can create different characters in your mind and actually practice having conversations with them. You can create scenarios where these characters express different emotions in different situations. If you have moments in your day where you're doing nothing, maybe it's before bed or maybe you're on the bus, this can be a really fun way to practice your English. As I said, you can use these characters to express different emotions. Maybe one of them is excited, maybe one of them is calm, happy, or sad, and you imagine them talking to each other in English. Now, by doing this, you're getting better at using English in different situations. You're practicing expressing opinions in different contexts, talking about emotions in different environments, and all in all, preparing yourself for real-world conversation. If you do this long enough, eventually you will improve your English without even realizing it. Now, of course, you can make up characters in your mind, but it's also really helpful to write things down in a journal or a diary. This is something I recommend to all my students. You should really have a diary or a journal where you're recording all your thoughts in English. You can write your opinions or your thoughts, maybe your experiences, things that happened to you during the day, or if you want to be creative, even stories. Now, when you improve your writing, you also improve your speaking. And the reason for that is when you connect your actions with vocabulary, you're actually forming new connections in your brain. The physical act of taking a pencil and using your wrist to write can help you rewire your brain and form new connections, which will make it much easier to remember new vocabulary and new phrases. Now, there's another huge advantage to keeping a diary. When you have a diary, you can actually track your progress. For example, let's say you started the diary 6 months ago and you've written in it every week. If you want to see the progress you've made in English, all you have to do is look back in your diary. You can see where you were 6 months ago, 5 months ago, 4 months ago, 3 months ago, and now. So you'll see how you've improved, and this is actually going to motivate you even more. A diary is a great tool not only for writing, but also for speaking and keeping yourself motivated. Before we continue the video, make sure to leave a like and comment if you're finding this lesson useful. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to English at the Ready for more videos on all things English. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok. My username on both is English at the Ready. Now, Students ask me all the time, Michael, how do I learn English by watching TV? How do I learn English by watching movies or watching shows? Is this even a good way to learn English? And yes, it is, but you have to do it effectively. Here's what I want you to do. Select 2 minutes from a movie or TV series you enjoy. Watch it once without subtitles. Then watch those 2 minutes again, but turn on the English subtitles. You can watch it as many times as you want with the subtitles, but eventually what you should do, grab a pen and paper and write down what the characters are saying. So now you'll actually have the script in front of you. Now you can watch those 2 minutes again, but this time follow along with the text and pay attention to how the actors are pronouncing specific words, but also the complete sentences. This is going to allow you to connect what's being spoken with what's written, and it's really going to help you improve your pronunciation. Now, if you want to go one step further, you can actually watch movies or TV series with friends who are also learning English. After you've watched the movie with them, you can actually do 2 things. You can discuss the movie with them in English, you can talk about the plot, what you liked, what you didn't like, but you can also reenact certain scenes. Find one point in the movie that you really liked, write down the lines so you have the script, and with your friend, you can try to act out that scene. If you're somebody who likes acting, this is going to be a lot of fun, but it's also a great way to improve your English. One thing that students always ask me is, how do I learn new vocabulary? And there are so many different ways of learning new vocabulary. I talk about this all the time in my private English club, but here's one of my favorite strategies. I want you to grab a few sticky notes and write the names of some common objects in your house. These should also be things that you often forget the English word for. Now, once you've done that, I want you to go around your house and place those sticky notes on those objects. For example, the fridge, the door, the air conditioning, the closet, anything really. So now, whenever you go to interact with those items, for example, you open the fridge, you close the door, or you turn on the fan, you'll see the sticky note and you'll be able to remember the word. It also really helps to pronounce that word out loud. Remember how we talked about rewiring your brain to connect actions with language? When you place sticky notes all around your house on certain objects, you're connecting those real life items with English vocabulary. So you're able to create pathways in your brain which will help you memorize the vocabulary better. This strategy is part of something called environmental learning. Environmental learning is all about learning English in the most natural way. Imagine how a child learns English. A young child doesn't sit down at a desk and memorize grammar. He doesn't study vocabulary in a textbook. Instead, he grows up with the language. He listens to his parents. He hears new vocabulary on TV, in conversation, and in his daily life. This is how a child learns a language. And this is actually the most effective way of learning because it's the most natural. If your entire environment is in English, it's going to be much easier to live your life in English and become fluent faster. Try to surround yourself with the English language as much as possible. Try to live your life in English and make the environment around you as English as possible. I've given you 5 secret strategies to become fluent in English. I'm sure that some of them are new to you. So after watching this video, make sure to go pick a strategy and try it out. I promise you, you're going to see a huge improvement in your English fast. And of course, it's really important to stay consistent. You need to practice English every day. You need to use these strategies often and regularly. Let me know in the comments which strategy you're going to try. And of course, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more lessons. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My username on both is